what's homework like at this age? Is it more intense, and how involved are you? And then what changes in terms of interactions with you do you see? Can you still snuggle with them? Do they still want to hang out with you?
Yeah,
How has that changed?
It's funny. It's been, 7th grade's been a roller coaster. Like, I feel like 6th grade there really wasn't much homework. Our son did really well in school and got by with bare minimum, and did really well. 7th grade, he's doing a lot of homework, and he's taking a foreign language. He's taking French, and advanced English, and we tried to convince him to take Spanish.
Yeah.
And he decided he wanted to do French because he had one friend in French class that it was the only class they had together. And now he says that he wishes he would have. He's been struggling with French. We've tried to get him a tutor. That really hasn't helped. It's just not clicking for him at all. So we think next year we might try to get him to do a different foreign language.
Okay.
But a lot of homework in science and English. Like, I just spent 2 hours this past weekend helping him with a paper revision, and I'm like, MLA format, like, oh my gosh, like going back and thinking about all of those things. And for me, my husband's like, that's your deal, you got to go do that. I'm not going to help. I'll help him with math and science, but you got to do the English stuff. And it's been hard to kind of pull those things out of my brain to go back, because I feel like it gets harder the older they're getting.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm wondering, like in high school, there might be a point where I'm just like, I can't help you.
I'm sure.
You want me to make a video? Sure, I can do that for you, but I
really.
can't. But it's definitely been a lot harder. And especially if your kid plays a sport, like our son played on the basketball team, and that took up a lot of time. An hour and a half of practice every day after school, game nights. It was a lot. And his grades definitely suffered a little bit. But I know this last quarter, he got on the honor roll, so he was excited that he did a little bit better. But it was like after basketball had subsided, so.
Yeah.
But definitely
Sounds intense.
Definitely spends more screen time than homework time, though.
Okay.
I wish you put more time into homework, but then you kind of got to let him deal with the consequences, because he knows
let them figure it out.
if his grades get below a certain point, he loses that iPad, and he screen time, and it's like, oh, got to get your grades back up. So it's a constant tug of war there.
Wow.
Sure. I mean, I don't know what homework and that kind of thing. I mean, 6th grade, 5th grade was an eye opener for us, and I think that even goes back to 4th grade, because we had a nice. 4th grade was the teacher was just very, very nurturing, and in 5th grade it's just not their thing, and so 5th grade is where we learned how to get him what he needed academically, because he wasn't getting it at school. And so 6th grade is easier for us because we went through it already in 5th grade. Like, we know we'll survive. Like, now we know what we're doing. In 5th grade we were just trying to survive.
So what was it that he needed that you were able to provide?
Well, he needed patience and just some one-on-one. He needed the big picture. He needed to know, I don't know, I can't even explain it. He needed to know how to just kind of shut up and do it, maybe, or I don't even know. I can't pinpoint it right now. Okay. But I know, it's like at the end of the road, you can look back and be like, oh, this is what we were doing, and then we can parent through it. So now, we know how to sit down with him and talk about what's upcoming and what he needs to do and that kind of thing. And now, a month before he graduates from 6th grade, they have sufficiently scared him about 7th grade that he's like, he'll come home and be like, okay, I need to work on my homework right away. And I'm like,
so what does that mean? They've scared him about 7th grade?
Well, they talk to them. They come in, the 7th grade.
7th graders come back.
The students themselves?
No.
Well, they did that at Morrison, where older kids came in and told them about the school.
Oh, I don't know if they do that at East, but I know that like the principal, the guidance counselor, and somebody else came in.
They come to the school.
They come to the school early in the 6th grade year and talk to them about it, and then there's like this parents meeting, and then they go back and have lunch at the middle school and that kind of thing. And so they like scare them enough about the big change, and the teachers are talking to them about the big change.
And it is.
What's the
And
big
so-
change? I mean, I know it starts way earlier.
Well, if you
It
think
starts
about
way
it, there's
earlier.
just
More independence.
You have a lot of different
lockers.
teachers. You know, you
You're
have
moving from
instead
class
of
to class.
instead
Yeah.
of just having 2 or 3 teachers, you have 7 different teachers.
Yeah.
Not all of your friends are in the same classes.
Yeah.
You're going here, this way, that way. A lot of it's more of the responsibility falls on the individual than being herded by like a group.
Ah,
It's
That
they
makes
rely a lot
sense.
more on those executive functions.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
you know, like time
Yeah.
management, and I think
Yeah.
that they provide. It sounds like they provide a lot more.
They do.
Like they help them with those executive
Mm-hmm.
function, like the time management
Okay.
and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But they've scared them enough that, which is fabulous. It's worked
Mm-hmm.
out very, very well in my home.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, it's fine, and it's a great way to do it because
Mm-hmm.
the grades don't matter as much in 6th grade. You know, like, I mean, they matter less in 1st grade, more in 6th grade, but less than in 7th
Yeah,
grade.
like
So
our son's already
it's
worried
a good
about
way
this
to-
French because if they take French in 7th and 8th grade, they can
Yeah.
start at the advanced level in high school and then they can get college credit. They'll already get a high
Okay.
school credit for their 8th grade French.
Wow.
And so he's
Okay.
already freaking out like about,
Oh
you know,
my
not,
gosh.
and I'm like, whoa, 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 what? Like
That sounds like so
just-
much pressure.
It is, and so we were trying to encourage him to switch to take Spanish because we thought that would be a lot more practical. But it's funny that they're already talking to the kids about this, the College Plus program and how that all works out, which is good, I guess. But it's almost like a lot of pressure.
But
So
on the other
young to
hand, then
have them worrying about that.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, it's a great opportunity for us to parent through them.
Mhm.
You know, parent through this and to teach them how to respond to stress and
Yeah.
pressure and that kind of thing. And
Okay.
again, like the executive function type things.
Yes.
So I think because they're gonna have stress and pressure more and more, throughout their lives. So
Right.
this is a good opportunity.
Okay.
In like a low risk situation,
Yeah.
to really talk to them about this.
Okay.
Like if you put it in perspective,
Okay.
if he switches and I've been wanting to say too, not entirely related to what we're talking about, but if he switches to Spanish and French are so similar that he will find Spanish so much easier.
Exactly.
If he takes another romance language, Spanish 1 won't be as hard for him as French 1 because the 2 languages are so similar. Like I was a French speaker before I was a Spanish speaker, and Spanish is very, very easy.
Yeah, another
to
one
learn
that's
anyway.
we're
So,
trying
yeah,
to convince
I mean,
them.
it's
Okay.